Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to 9 p.m. English News edition. The headlines. The head of state returned to the capital after a private stay in France. For international, the Minister of Health Lenche calls for childhood vaccination. Unknown for the international scene, 3 new ships left the Ukraine port. Those was the headlines, and now welcome to the national news. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Miguel, returned to the country this Saturday earlier evening after a private stay of a few days in France. This tribe pro of the head of state came in the summer period where they rarely allows himself a short break before resuming his ethic work. Upon his departure, President Miguel was welcomed at the airport by high-ranking officials, including Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble Abdullah, held an important working meeting on the status of the Islamic program on immunization. The objective of this meeting was to discuss the different areas of improvement of the expanded program of immunization in order to raise in the short term the indicators on the immunization plan of children under 5 years. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble Abdullah, took advantage of this meeting to give a clear instruction in order to improve the quality of service offered to the population and more particular to children under the 15 years old. Thus, the different recommendations that came out of this meeting, including capacity building and improvement of the supply chain and the management of vaccine stock. The Minister of Health underlined in his speech that the epidemic of COVID-19 has undermined the immunization service, exposing our children to increased risk of diseases such as measles, diphtheria, and polio. And no other important fact of current event lately, it is a multiplication of the size of contraband. A signature of security force on the territory has allowed only to this month a record size of contraband. This is the result of high-level political will be decided by the various ministerial departments that are defense. So the latest data today in which later amount got size explaining through the needed did not expect this area in Iran current to rise now as this was again smugglers and control operation conducted yesterday by the detachment of the national police in the city in collaboration with the customer team of Ali Sabi. Emergency size on this occasion was 3,500 kilo of gas smuggler wanted to bring to the city. While increasingly extreme weather puts fishermen's lives at risk, declining fish stock have made fishing a difficult profession, unlike of fish at the market. Please listen for more details.
Period of heat wave and wind at sea, the fishermen's outings are becoming increasingly rare, resulting in a lack of fish on the plates of the Djiboutians. At the origin are the winds of Khamsin, which dominate this season with a very agitated sea, a great risk for the small embarkation, which leaves a great number of fishermen to the technical unemployment. One of the fishers said that this period is not very conducive to fishing because with a rough sea, No fisherman would want to take the risk of disappearing at sea because their boats are designed with light materials and the power of small engines that they use cannot cope with the swell. Only medium-sized boats risk taking the sea in this season of Khamsin, supplying the market as well as possible, hence the surge in seasonal prices of fish. As for the fish seller, she said that with this time the quantity of fish sold on the market by fishermen returning to Cape has dropped significantly. We have difficulty in obtaining fish, she added. It is at a premium that she could gather this quantity on the shelves now, and the problem is that the relatively average consumer turns his back on them, but they cannot also sell at a loss. Each year, the problem recurrent touches the tables of our place, but nobody is to blame in this price explosion. It is only about an unfavorable weather.
Remaining always at the table to talk about the fruit and vegetable situation this time. After a period of uncertainty characterized by a total halt at the important fruit and vegetable float by period of uncertainty, the important fruit the situation has stabilized. For same time, we remember that Djibouti importers stop all import leaving the basket. Housewife is almost empty, a difficult barrier for both children and adults who were unable to find any vegetable the fruit, and so that the two and for the discussion between the country. So immediately the supply resumed, even if some irregularity of price, say the president of the syndicate of the vegetable and fruit. So NALA organization has closed with the Motozes with parents this Friday at the high school of Djibouti. The summer came by a fair for the benefit of 118 girls of primary and college. The second phase of the summer came to place from July 28 to July 13 and list to the Djibouti for benefit 19 young girls, college and high school in the town of Blouse. The objective of the NALA of the high girls meant for to sector. The leaders of the organization all thanked the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, and his Department of Manpower for providing the site and logistical framework for the success of this innovative and first event of its kind. Manpower, which collaborated with the NALA, appreciate the action of carried out by the volunteers of the Association of the School Environment for the benefit of young girls. As part of its action to work for the immunization, welfare, and development of girls, women, in Djibouti, the Charitable Association organized from Tuesday, July 21, 22, to Saturday, July 13, and 2022 at the High School of Djibouti. The second edition 2022 of the summer came for the benefit of 118 students from the primary school, college, and high school of the town of Blouse. On this occasion, service awareness activity and a extracurricular workshop of playful and artistic nature were organized for the coming of Blouse. The Secretary General, accompanied by Manfob executive and school head, were welcomed by NALA officially, voluntary. The association then presented through the voice of the one of this voluntary. So that was an initiative which aims to contribute the female development of young girls' school to participate action against school deported by Manfob.
It was really fun volunteering with the kids. They were full of life. We did activities. They did football. Today they had face painting, and it was just like award show as well. And yeah, it was really good to be part of this event and NALA organization. And we worked with a lot of good people like AK events.
We were volunteers at NALA organization. We helped at activities. We organized the FGM like training, and like the girls played a lot of activities. We did bowling and painting. So I feel like we empowered the girls to just be themselves and just explore and make contact with the girls from Djibouti. So it was a good, powerful and very interesting experience, and very beneficial as well. So I hope all the girls had fun, because we had fun as well as being a volunteer at NALA organization.
So the Secretary General, and during his speech, insisted on the essential role of the NALA Association for Development of Young Girls at School within the framework of the proposed activities. And also, let us recall that this summer came of NALA, sponsored by His Excellency Mustafa Mohamed Mohamoud, Minister of National Education and State, initiated by NALA Association Flow, is the first edition recognized in August 2021 at CM Vuza for the benefit of young girls from school, college, and of the coming of the Balbala. Slowly but surely, the School of Management of Djibouti, commonly known of EMD, expanded and aims on the last term. Tuesday was inauguration in amphitheater with more than 200 seats, a computer, laptop, and technology platform of the latest generation located in the Salinas West Djibouti. The School Management of Djibouti is a university institute that offers degree courses. This day marked with the participation of great personalities. Should be noted that this new modern complex comply with international standard, allows, in addition to the course offered, the organization of an interactive conference. The ceremony of inauguration of this complex saw the participation of the representative of the town hall of the Djibouti, the local elected official of the coming of the Belarus, and the parliamentarian. This day of also opportunity for Djibouti school management to affirm its deep commitment to develop and improvement of its training offer. A team of South Korean doctors practicing the method of occupational treatment is staying for 10 days at the regional hospital. Dr. Ahmed Absi Warsama of Ali Sabi, therefore, the initiative of the National Officer for the Assistance of Refugees and the Ancestor honors, in close collaboration with the Ministry of Public Health, that this mission has returned in service on site. It is composed of 15 South Korean, committed side of the other North American citizens, hundreds of patients from all over the region and from the refugee camp of Ali Adde, and all benefit from a compassion treatment. That's men, women, and sometimes children who are victims of physical and disorder. Patients suffering the most from disorders and total benefit of skills, maintain or changing position, take and maintain performance for that. The most study and recognizing the beneficial effect that culture is certainly revive pain in the short and long term. As part of a day of solidarity, CEMEC distribute food and food locality in Arta. The coordinated earlier on steps was distributed food steps of different inhabitants. This distribution of food steps was done in the presence of the authority of the region. Its social duties from CEMEC, the regional authority, thank them in person. The Prefecture of Arta organized the 10th edition of the Summer Soza Tournament of Arta under the aegis of the Secretary of State for Sport and in partnership with the VDF. The kick-off was made by the first Deputy Prefect of Arta, Mr. Mohammed Fauzi Ahmed, in the presence of the Vice President of the Regional Council of Arta, Ms. Filsan Elmi, Captain Ahmed Mohammed Halim, the Deputy Director of Region of Mr. Yusuf, and delegation of sport are on 17 but 20 the sport of file down the oldest competition in the country and bring together the existing clubs on the national level. And now for the international scene, 3 new ships carrying grain left Ukraine ports. This Friday morning, this was announced by the Turkish Ministry of Defense. They will begin a source of regularly rotation to supply agricultural market and will initially service Ireland, England, and Turkey. That's it for this edition. Thank you for your attention and have a wonderful evening.